Welcome to the Fireside Chat for Fitness and Nutrition with Adrienne and Ken. Today we're going to be talking about 4 morning exercises and 5 plant-based breakfasts to get your day started. Do you want to kick us off, Ken?
Adrienne, I do. Yes, this is very important to get you going. Let's get that started here. So the first exercise I'm going to have you do is what's called a cat-cow. And what you'll do, let me set this down, is you'll be on your hands and knees. Your hands are right underneath your shoulders, the same width as your shoulders. The knees are underneath the hips, same width as the hips. And what you'll do is arch your back, lift your head up, breathe in, blow out, around your back, suck your stomach in. And just continue that for about a minute, 30 seconds to a minute or so. That'll get your blood flowing in your spine, loosen up your spine, get your abdominal section going, and get the blood flowing. So next exercise is going to be getting your glutes activated. So that's a really large part of your body. The gluteus maximus is the largest muscle in the body. So you want to get those activated. We're going to do bridges. The heels are about hip width apart. And you get them as close to your buttocks as you can get them, and pull up your toes to engage your glutes. If you go up onto your toes, you'll engage your quadriceps more. So you want to just put your weight on your heels. You'll take a deep breath in and exhale and just lift up and then back down. And you want to imagine that your spine is a bicycle chain, and if you're picking that up off the ground one link at a time, that's what your spine is doing from the hips to the shoulders as you lift off, and then reverse it on the way down. So it's the way up and then back down. And again, you want to do this for a minute or two, maybe 30 seconds to a minute or so. This is not going to take that long, just to get your blood flowing, get you ready for the day. That's the second one. The third exercise we're going to do is what's called just a standing side stretch, and it'll look like this. You'll stand with your feet about hip width apart, pull your stomach in, stand tall. You're not going to bend forward. You're going to lift up one arm and just tilt to one side. And this is going to stretch your spine and all the muscles on this side of your body, your lats, your quadratus lumborum, the external obliques. Try to touch this hand to the outside of the knee. And then you hold that for 30 seconds, and you go to the other side. And hold that for 30 seconds. That's a good kind of morning stretch. And then what I want you to do is what's called a body weight squat. Everybody knows what these are. But what you do is your feet are about hip width apart, and you'll just put your arms out in front of you as a counterbalance, and you just squat down as far as you can go, and then back up. You eventually want to get to where your thighs are parallel to the floor as you go down. And then back up. You want to do 15 to 20 of those. And you could do a round of these. You can do 1 or 2 rounds of those. Do an exercise, 1, 2, 3, do the cat-cow, the glute bridge, the standing stretch, and then the squats. You could repeat it 1 or 2 or 3 more times. And that should get you going. It'll take, depending on how many rounds you do, but it'll take 3 to 10 minutes to do, and you're ready for the day. Do you have any questions, Adrienne?
Not questions. I just think that's a really great way to start the day versus just stumbling groggily into the kitchen and getting some coffee. Like, why not take a second to actually wake our bodies up a little bit more before we jump up some caffeine? We also want to present to you top 5 plant-based breakfasts, which can also aid your day. Now, the plant-based breakfasts are great because they have fiber to help your digestive system, and that can get everything moving for you to start your day too. There's protein. A lot of nuts and seeds are great sources of plant-based protein, and even amaranth, which is technically a seed, actually has it's considered a whole grain, but it's actually a seed, and it does have a decent amount of protein. Also, it's pretty fun to have the different colors of whether it's strawberries or other green smoothies, etc. And that can also just be a nice way to kind of look at your meal and say, oh, I'm kind of excited to eat it. There are more antioxidants, vitamins, and minerals, so you're taking care of your body like right out of the gate, and it fuels up your morning. You can test your coffee and bagel against any one of these options that I'm about to provide to you and see which one holds you to lunch the best. So let's start with these breakfast options. One of them I like to call breakfast amaranth bowl, and basically it's a higher protein option that provides minerals such as iron, manganese, phosphorus. There's amaranth, almonds, cacao beans. You can put some shredded coconut in there, strawberries, and maybe a little drizzle of honey. It is beautiful and delicious, and it's chocolatey. The second thing I would suggest is a green smoothie, and this helps you like love your liver a little bit more because you're providing it with more vitamins and minerals that it needs to do its job. It's a great way to get greens in first thing in the morning too. A lot of times we focus on sweeter breakfast options, but if we can get those greens in first thing, it really helps us to get more of our servings. And the third one is a sweet potato and black bean Southwestern skillet. I would say this would be more for the weekends or whenever you have more time to make your breakfast, but it has black beans, it has avocado, sweet potato. It's just a beautiful breakfast. And if you want to make it vegan, you cannot have the egg on top, or if you do, it just makes it even more colorful. And you can also put some salsa or some red bell pepper, and it's a beautiful meal. The fourth one is what I call the Great Goji Groat Meal. Now, oat groats are the whole form of oatmeal. What we usually get are the rolled oats, or the steel cut oats, or the pulverized stuff that comes in little packages. But the oat groats are the real thing. You can make this in a slow cooker the night before, so that the next morning you put some goji berries or shredded coconut, some cacao beans, whatever you want to do. And it's a nice warm breakfast for the winter too. The fifth thing are cherry almond pancakes. So this is a really beautiful way to have some protein. They are very dense, so you don't even really need that many of them. You can put pecans on top, and we also pureed some cherries and put that on top instead of just syrup on pancakes. And so that should help actually regulate your blood glucose a little bit more. And I'll put a link to all of these recipes in our description below, so you can check them all out. But basically, it's a great way to see what breakfasts work best for you, get a little bit more fiber, a little bit more of the vitamins and minerals that we need to really just amp up our day. Any questions, Ken?
Sounds fantastic. I can't wait to try some of those.
Well, we would love to know what you guys have learned from today's episode. And also, if there are any topics that we have not covered that you'd like us to, please put a comment in the notes below. We always take a look at those. And Ken, do you have any last messages before we leave?
Consistency, Adrienne, consistency. It doesn't matter what you do, just do it on a regular basis. Do something active. It'll help. What about you?
Yeah, I like that. Like, it seemed like a little Italian movement, just consistency.
Consistency.
I would say just choose one thing. It's better to make progress versus letting the perfect morning bog you down if you don't follow it correctly. So just choose one thing and have a great start to the day. And we'll look forward to seeing you all next week. Take care.
Bye.